What's up guys, so welcome to this video, and in this video I'll take you through how I got the global talent visa and I used that to move to the UK in less than 15 days. So I applied under the technation, which is for technology route, and that took me, the whole application from like the endorsement to the visa took less than 15 days in total. So I got my endorsement in less than 5 days and the visa in less than 7 days. Stick to the end of the video and you learn everything that you need to be able to apply for this visa and use that to move to the UK. And also something interesting, if you are not so experienced in the technology space, I'll share a few tips on how you can prepare and add this as your long-term plan to be able to move to the UK or move to any country of your choice with technology. So I'm going to head over to my studio and we'll talk about it. Let's get started, guys. Quick on, guys. So this video is actually sponsored by Revisa. So Revisa is a platform that helps you review your technation application or your global talent application in technology. So you submit your document, their experts have a review of this document and they tell you where to improve. And if you have no understanding of where to start, you can let them know and you can easily book a consultation with them and they'll be happy to jump on the call to help you figure out how to get started with global talent and submit a wonderful application. So back to the video. Now I'm back in the studio. So let's talk about the global talent visa. So first of all, what is global talent visa? So I do a quick Google search and the first thing I'll see is the global talent visa is a UK immigration category for talented, promising individuals in specific sectors wishing to work in the United Kingdom. And it replaced the Tier 1 Exceptional Talent Visa in February 2020. So this is Global Talent Visa, and like they said, individuals in specific sectors. So they've got engineering, I think they've got doctors, they've got fashion design as well. But in this video, I'll be telling you about the technology sector, which is endorsed, or the endorsement is being overseen by the technician. So looking at the website, you see everything you need, all the documents. What we are interested in is the digital technology sector. You can get up to 5 years visa to live in the United Kingdom. So you can be employed, you can be self-employed, and you can own your own company. So that's why it's one of the best visa that you can use to move to the United Kingdom, because of the flexibility that it offers. You can just do your thing. You can be a content creator, create your business. Whatever you want to do, you can do that. And you can bring your family as well. You can bring them as dependents, and they can also work as well in the United Kingdom. They can also live their life in the United Kingdom. So the flexibility that you have is being extended to them as well. You can also travel abroad and return to the UK. Actually, this visa lets you stay in the UK for 6 months in the UK, right? And then 6 months traveling or anywhere you want to go outside the UK, but you must stay in the UK for at least 6 months within a calendar year. So like I said, the endorsement stage. So let's talk about the endorsement stage. Again, I'll create a new tab and then you say, what is technician? Technician is the official Home Office designated endorsing body authorized to assess endorsement applications from individuals within the expertise in the digital technology and who want to come to the UK under the Global Talent Visa. So like I said, technician is the body that does the endorsement. So they will be the one to tell the Home Office that this individual that is applying for or that wants to apply for this visa actually meets the requirements to be able to apply for the visa. So we're going to talk about everything, the requirement and the application process in this video. So you want to stick to the end, right? Applying to technician is what you need to do in the first stage. So let's take a look at how to apply. To get a global talent visa, you need to apply for an endorsement as well as for the visa itself. So I'm going to break down the application stage into two. So the first is endorsement, then the second is applying for the visa. So enough of the introduction. Let's talk about the requirements. Again, I would advise the requirement is fully documented on the technician website, and I'll leave the link to this guide in my description. For my own application, I got my application endorsed in less than 5 days, and I'll walk you through everything end to end, what I did, and you can also do that to be able to get your own endorsed really fast. Usually the endorsement takes about 3 to 8 weeks, but I got my own endorsed in less than 5 days. right? So let's take a look at the eligibility criteria. So the eligibility criteria is broken down into two. So you could either apply as an exceptional leader or as an exceptional potential leader. So they call this exceptional talent and exceptional promise. Exceptional talent, you have that vast number of experience and you get endorsed, and then you can get 3 years towards indefinite leave to remain. So exceptional promise, you have less than 5 years of experience in the space, and then you get, when you get the visa, you get like 5 years before you get your indefinite leave to remain, which is a way of you're permanently staying in the UK. You don't have to go anywhere. You can leave and then get your citizenship and then become a part of the community or become a part of the country as a citizen. So for me, I got endorsed as exceptional promise, but it really doesn't mean the application process is still similar. Usually the criteria or the requirements, they're broken down into two stages again. So you have to provide the following evidence. The first is, which is compulsory for everybody, is called show that you have been recognized as a leading talent in the digital sector in the last 5 years. So this is for exceptional talent, right? And for exceptional promise, show that you've been recognized as having potential to be a leading talent in the digital space in the last 5 years. So for talent, you must have shown that you are leading, right? But for promise, you have that potential to be able to show that you're a leading talent in the digital space. So the main criteria, I've talked about it, that's the compulsory criteria for everyone. And then they have 4 more criteria in which you have to pick 2. So to do a little recap, the first criteria is compulsory for everybody, talent and promise. And then the next criteria, there are 4 under that. You pick 2 out of the 4 criteria. Innovation as a founder or a product-led digital company, or as an employee working in the new digital field or concept, right? A proof of recognition of your work, then significant technical contribution, and then demonstrate exceptional ability in the academic contributions field. Maybe you've written paper, research, and so on. So usually what I advise people is to go for the proof of recognition of your work beyond your occupation, and then proof of significant contribution, significant technical contributions in your field, rather as an employee or a founder or someone, but it must be a product-led digital company. Now that you understand the criteria, let me walk you through my thinking process that I would advise everyone to follow to be able to apply and get their endorsements like really fast. So the first thing is think and gather all your experience and gather all your documents in chronological order, right? So the first thing once you decide that you want to apply for this visa is literally just sit down, start thinking to when you start your career. So let's walk back, say 2019. So you started your tech career in 2019. So sit down from 2019, from January 2019, walk to 2020, to 2021, to 2022, to 2023, right? And list everything you've done. So say you work with Paystack, for instance, list that. You work in financial technology, list everything you've done, right? And then in 2020, COVID happened, you moved to another company, list everything you've done in that company, right? So you get to the current date, which is 2023. Now you know everything you've done, you've seen it on the paper. I'm telling you, it could be like the least expected thing that you've done. Write it. Whether you wrote a blog post, write it. Whether you spoke to kids in primary school about technology, write it down. So you have a huge list. Please, this is the most important part. Write everything down, because another thing you can use is you can use your resume. So your resume is usually a very good starting point because you have everything well written over years, and your LinkedIn profile. You can look at your LinkedIn profile, look at all your posts according through that year, look at your Twitter profile, take a look at your Medium account. Please, your social media, just take a look at everything. That's where you document stuff, right? So after doing that, the next thing you want to do is categorize each useful and strong experience into buckets of requirements. Remember the requirement I covered when I said there's a compulsory one and then there are 4 optional. And then I said out of those 4 optional, you have to pick 2. So categorize them. So you have 3 buckets. First bucket is the compulsory one. The second bucket, first optional. The third one, the other optional. So categorize all these from 2019 to 2023, all those lists, put them into buckets. So, okay, this goes into this compulsory bucket, this goes into this optional one, this goes into this other one, right? So you'll be able to see everything that you've done over time. As part of the requirement, you have to submit 3 letters of recommendations from well-established individuals, acknowledged experts in your field. What I advise people to do is that, we've been thinking through from 2019, from way back to 2023. As you're writing all those things that you've done, all those important things, places that you've worked at, also take time to list important people that you've worked with. It could be your manager, it could be your CEO, people that you know that they are influential. It could be a group that you volunteered for, right? Just note them down. In 2019, you can have a separate list and say, okay, these are the important people that they know your work and they can speak to your work, and it could be your manager, and they must be well established in the digital space. So maybe they are CEO, they have a lot of experience, right? So list them out. It's very important. So you now go back to that list and then you now cut it down to 3. So usually what I always advise is the current company they are working with, the CEO is someone that you should use. The current company you are working with, maybe the CEO of the startup you are working with, your manager maybe from a previous company, or the CEO from a previous company, right? And then someone outside your work occupation, maybe you volunteered for an NGO or a non-profit body in the tech space, maybe, and they have like a convener or a sponsor, and the person is well recognized in the digital space. You can use that person as well. So you have 3 people. You've narrowed everything into 3 guys. So these are the people you now want to reach out to them and tell them that, okay, please help me write reference for my application, for my technician application, or for my global talent application. I also have templates of how you can reach out to them, and template of how you can speak to them also in my link that would help you get started. And also, you don't have to make use of the template verbatim. Own the template and convert it to something for your own use case, for your own guide as well. After reaching out to your referees, the next thing you want to do is write a detailed documentation describing each experience in this requirement, or in this bucket of requirements. So you have the important bucket, the main criteria, the second one, and the third one, right? So you now want to write 1 word or 1 document for each criteria. So let's say in the important buckets, the first thing you have is I led a team of software engineers, designers, and product experts to be able to build a product, and the product is in the market right now. That's your first criteria for the main criteria, which is a leader, right? Or a leader in the tech space. So you want to write out, want to pick a 1 document and then write everything you've done. Explain it to the way you're going to explain it to me, or explain it to the way you're going to explain it to someone, or you're going to write an article about it. Just make sure you are detailed about everything, and you have pictures, proofs, links, screenshots embedded in those documents, really clear, well annotated, everything well described, right? You have everything in there, and the document must not be more than 3 pages, right? So you have that 1 document, and it describes everything on that particular criteria. That's the next step, which is the 4th step of write a detailed documentation describing each experience in this bucket of requirements. So you want to be as detailed as possible, because someone is going to review your application. You want to help them be able to understand your application. You want to help them be able to review your document, right? And then the next thing you want to do is write your personal statement. So if you take a look at this criteria, they said you need to write personal statement, maximum 100 words in length, right? And it should describe the following. So you should make sure you capture why you want to come to the UK, what is your planned occupation in the UK, what city will you be staying when you come to the UK, and also how will you work in the UK digital sector, or how will the UK digital sector benefit from your skill set. So the way I usually like to advise people to tackle this is that take it like you are writing a story. You are writing your story. You want to really tell them about your struggles, about things that motivate you to be in tech, about the big startup you want to build in the future, or about anything you've done that they cannot really pick up from the document you've submitted, or they cannot really pick up from your resume. So you want to tell them a different story about you. So like I said, it's all about storytelling. So the way I advise people to do this is that start from when you're actually small. Start from your secondary school. Like for instance, myself, I did the Cambridge A-levels and I got like fantastic results in the A-levels. I got A stars in physics, and that motivated me to pursue something in digital technology, and I wrote that in my personal statement. And then I connected it to what I'm doing in the digital space, where I'm working, where I'm currently working in the artificial intelligence space. And then I told them about what I'm interested to do in the United Kingdom. Like I said, I answered all these questions. After writing your personal statement, you are done. So make sure you go through this guide and then see you've captured everything. Again, let's take a look at it. You have your recommendations, you have all the documents to fit all those buckets of criteria, you have your CV well prepared, and you have your recommendations, everything, and the evidences, the document. I said 3 buckets of evidences, the document. So there must not be more than 10 pieces of evidence. Now I said 1, 2, 3 buckets, right? So you can have 3 documents for one, 3 documents for one, and 4 for others. So in total, it should not be more than 10. And a document should be 3 pages. So that means you have like, in total, you have like 30 pages. And also another evidence that you can submit is you can submit reference letter, a different reference letter that is outside the compulsory reference letters. So let's say evidence of things outside your occupation is you volunteered and there's no digital proof, there's nothing online. You can ask the CEO of that body that you volunteered for to write a recommendation letter, and that recommendation letter will stand as its own evidence and not a part of the 3 compulsory letters, right? So that's sorted. So the next thing you want to do is you want to ask someone to help you review the application. The reason is because you want someone outside your thinking space to be able to review or read these applications, and then so that when they are reviewing your application, the feedback that the person shared with you, you take that in and then you use it to fine-tune the application, and then you continue to have like almost perfect application, and then you submit. So that was what I did, and I got my endorsement in less than 5 days. It's really that simple. So that's it. And the last thing to round up this video is getting so long, is that if you are just starting out in tech, so let's say you have just 1 year of experience, or you have 2, and you feel like you're not ready to apply, so it's also okay. This section is for you. It's a bonus section. So let me tell you a story of what I did back then in 2020 to be able to apply to get endorsed in 2023. So I looked at the technician requirements. I watched a lot of videos also on YouTube, and at that time technician wasn't really this popular, right? I looked at everything with one of my friends. We looked at everything, all the requirements, and I did the thing I said. I looked at my career from far back as 2018 when I got into the space. I did everything, and I felt like I wasn't ready to apply. And what I actually did after that was I strategically planned, and I listed out all the goals, everything I need to accomplish to be able to apply in so period of time, and in terms of work experience, in terms of contribution, in terms of things outside my occupation, in terms of and that was also in terms of speaking engagement, everything I listed it out. So I was really also intentional, and everything worked out fine at the end. So that's it. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, me break down more information about the global talent, everything you need to do, let me break these different sections, right? Because I've talked about a lot of concepts in this video. So if you're interested, or if you want to see more videos like that, let me know in the comment section. Tell me, I'll be able to put together a video to help you with the process, or tell you everything you need to do. I'll create more videos about this, and also subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video with your people. My name is Blessing. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.